How's it going, guys? It's Red, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a super powerful double primary DPS setup that you guys can be using right now in Back 4 Blood. But before we get into that, if you're new here to the channel, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more awesome Back 4 Blood content just like this. Also, make sure to check out the link to my Discord server. It's going to be down in the description below. You guys can use it to find teammates to play Back 4 Blood with, so if you guys are in some dire need of teammates, make sure to come check out the Discord server. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so here we are in the deck building menu in Back 4 Blood. This is going to be the complete deck list, so if you guys are just looking to copy and paste the deck, now is your time to do so. But for the remainder of this video, I'm just going to be talking about what role every card plays in the deck and just everything like that. Now, as far as the general game plan and what we're going to be doing with this deck specifically, this deck is built around two cards. 2 is 1 and 1 is none, and Admin Reload. Now, if you don't know what either one of these cards do, 2 is 1 and 1 is none is a card that says we can equip a primary weapon in our secondary slot, but we lose 25% of our swap speed as a downside. And Admin Reload is a card that says when we stow our weapon, it automatically reloads. So basically, the trick that we're going to be applying here is we're just going to be carrying 2 different primary weapons, and we're going to shoot all of the ammo out of our first primary weapon, and then when it runs out of bullets, instead of ordinarily just reloading, you actually just switch to your other primary weapon, and by the time you unload all the bullets out of your secondary weapon, your first one is going to be automatically reloaded thanks to Admin Reload. And we're just going to be looping that over and over and over again, and the goal of this deck is to just output as much damage as humanly possible. Now, moving on to the rest of the cards in the deck, because the first 2 slots are obviously 2 is 1 and 1 is none and Admin Reload, but the next little category of cards that we have here is going to revolve around our weapon swap speed. And, you know, with the deck being completely revolved around swapping our weapons, I mean, weapon swap speed is obviously a very important category that we want to have in this deck. And to start this category off, we have Reload Drills, which gives us plus 20% reload speed and plus 25% weapon swap speed. Up next, we got Shooting Gloves, which gives us plus 25% weapon swap speed and plus 15% recoil control and accuracy. And to round this category off, we have Cold Brew Coffee, which is going to give us plus 15% reload speed and plus 25% aim speed, weapon swap speed, and use speed. Now, something that you should know about Admin Reload is that the faster reload speed that you have, you know, whether it be from attachments or from cards, that's actually going to make Admin reload your gun that much faster. So a card like Reload Drills is actually putting in double duty in this deck, because not only does it give us that weapon swap speed that we need to get to our other primary weapon, it's also going to make Admin Reload proc about 1/5 faster than it was going to normally without this card. And the same logic applies to Cold Brew Coffee, because this card also gives us reload speed, but it also gives us aim speed and use speed, which makes this card an absolute all-star for the deck. And we got Shooting Gloves, which also gives us recoil control and accuracy. That's why I chose to play these 3 cards specifically for our weapon swap speed needs, because I wanted the cards to just not be linear like these cards. Like, yeah, we're taking up less slots, but I mean, realistically, if I was to get like 1 or 2 extra cards, like I couldn't accrue more value from like another random card than I'm accruing from, you know, just all the other passives I'm getting from these. Now, admittedly, these don't put you up to 100% weapon swap speed, and I honestly don't think 100% weapon swap speed is needed for this deck. I mean, granted, our whole deck is based around switching our weapons really quickly, but I mean, you just need enough to make this downside not that bad, and you need it to be quick enough to where it's not, like, sluggish. So I personally have it to where we have plus 75% weapon swap speed. I mean, it's really plus 50%, because, I mean, you got to take this into account, but that's more than enough. But if you are having, like, the opposite problem and you think you need more, you can always play cards like Energy Drink, or if you really need more, I mean, feel free to just, you know, cut cards like this and play cards like Guns Out and Cocky. I just don't personally agree with it. I think all the extra value you accrue out of these is so much better than these. Alright, and moving on to the next category, which is going to be Weak Spot Damage, we have Hyper Focused, which is going to give us plus 50% weak spot damage and minus 40% move speed while we're shooting or melee attacking as the downside. Up next, we got Hellfire, which gives us plus 45% move speed while we're firing and plus 3% move speed while we're not firing. Now, this card's in here strictly to take off the downside of Hyper Focused. I think that Hyper Focused is just that strong of a card to where you can play another card to take off its downside. Next, we got Reckless Strategy, which is going to give us plus 30% weak spot damage and minus 5% damage resistance as the downside. Next, we got Front Sight Focus, which is going to give us plus 20% accuracy and plus 10% weak spot damage, 15% aim speed, and recoil control. And to round this category off, we have Knowledge is Power, which is going to give us plus 10% weak spot damage, and it allows players to see values for damage they deal and enemy health bars. Alright, now the reason that I chose to play these weak spot cards specifically is because when you add them all up, it gives you exactly 100%, and the way that weak spot damage works in this game, it actually doesn't positively affect you to go over 100%, it actually negatively affects you to go over 100% in certain categories, and weak spot damage is one of them. And the reason that you would want to play cards like Front Sight Focus and Knowledge is Power over something like Ridden Slayer is the same reason I'm playing cards like Cold Brew Coffee and Reload Drills over stuff like Guns Out and Cocky. Like, these cards just do more for us than just what we're looking for out of the category, if that makes sense. Our cards just aren't as linear as a card like Ridden Slayer, because instead of playing Ridden Slayer and getting 20% weak spot damage out of one card, we're getting 20% weak spot damage out of two cards, but we're also getting health bars from every special infected that we shoot, which is super convenient, and we also get accuracy, aim speed, and recoil control. And moving on to the last category of the deck, which is just going to be our straight damage cards. And to start this off, we're going to have Shredder, which says each bullet hit causes the target to take 1% increased damage for 3 seconds, stacking up to 15%. Up next, we got Glass Cannon, which is going to give us plus 25% damage and minus 30% of our health as the downside. Up next, we got Large Caliber Rounds, which is going to give us plus 7.5% bullet damage and plus 200% bullet penetration. And we have Patient Hunter, which says every 0.75 seconds we ADS, it increases our bullet damage by 10% up to 3 stacks. So we're playing Shredder, Glass Cannon, and Patient Hunter in this deck because I don't think that we can get more damage output out of any individual cards in the game. Like, I don't think I can just do a clean 1-for-1 swap with any of these and get more damage out of a singular card, which is obviously very needed because, yeah, we have a lot of weak spot damage cards in the deck, but I mean, like, it doesn't do any good if you don't hit them in the weak spot damage. And with this being a DPS deck, we want to be able to kill everything as quickly as humanly possible. So, I mean, I built the deck in a way that even if you were shooting at something like a Tall Boy or something that has a lot of HP, even if you're not hitting them in their weak spot damage, just because you're playing Shredder, Glass Cannon, Patient Hunter, like all of these cards, you're gonna be doing a lot of damage no matter where you're hitting them. And we play Large Caliber Rounds in this deck mainly because of the bullet penetration. I just didn't want all of my bullets to get stonewalled by like a billion common infected, and that just, you know, made the deck seem really bad, and bullet penetration is the way to, you know, get around that. And to round the deck off, the very last card is going to be Ammo Belt, which gives us plus 50% ammo capacity and plus 15% reload speed. Now, much like Reload Drills, Ammo Belt is actually putting in double duty because not only is it giving us, you know, the extra ammo capacity, which we desperately need in this deck because we are just eating bullets 24/7, it also gives us that extra reload speed. And like I was saying earlier, every instance of reload speed makes admin reload proc just that much quicker. That's actually why you would want to play Ammo Belt in this deck over something like Ammo Mule. I mean, it's entirely up to you because, I mean, that is a considerable you know, amount of ammo more from Ammo Mule down to Ammo Belt. But I mean, when I was playing, I never personally ran out of ammo, and it was just really convenient having admin reload proc just that much quicker. So if you really need more ammo, I would just do a swap for Ammo Mule for Ammo Belt. I don't think there's any world where you need to play both. I just think Ammo Belt is the more synergistic of the two. Well, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Make sure to leave a comment down below telling me any deck changes that you guys would make, and as always, if you happen to enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more awesome Back 4 Blood content just like this. Also, make sure to check out the link to my Discord server. It's going to be down in the description below. You guys can use it to find teammates to play Back 4 Blood with, so if you guys are in some dire need to teammates, make sure to come check out the Discord server. And until next time, it's been Red, and I'll see you guys in the next video.